The trailer looks amazing, by the way, all of you guys. Dinah, this is something that you've not really done before, right? And it's so different. But I want to know from you, how challenging was it to play this character?
Something I've not done before, yes, because I've never done a long format before. But also character-wise, so she was not the demure girl that I've played before. She's not the boisterous girl that I've played before. But I think that she was the most real person that I've played so far. And I think that's what when Archit and I sat down to discuss this character, and I wanted to know what he had in mind about her. I think that was one of the main points that came to mind, is that we need to make this show as real as possible, and every character has to be as real as possible. And I think that's one of the most special parts about this show, is that each character has been cast so perfectly to fit the part. And so yeah, we took a lot from my own experiences in life, from, I'm sure, Archit and Colin's experiences in life as well. You know, there have been many situations in the show when you watch them which have actually happened to a lot of us, which again makes it so real, relatable and believable. But that was always our end goal, for it to just for an audience to be able to relate. And the best way to relate is if it's something that's happened to you, or if it's a kind of friendship that you've had before, or you know, even if people are just people. Sometimes you don't have to say much. You don't have to have like lines and lines and lines of dialogues. You can just be in a scene, and it can be extremely powerful. In fact, those are the more powerful scenes, when there's silences. So I think that's what we aimed to do, and hopefully have done. But it was challenging because of the fact that, you know, it's a lot of work. But it's also so much more satisfying creatively, because you get so much more to play with, and you know, to get into the depth of characters, which yes, of course you get to do in films, but I feel not as much and not as often. Yes, of course, because this was a female, a female-led show. Not really, actually, it was a complete ensemble-led show, but because the two girls had a lot to do, and it was about the business that they get into together. We were actually in a lot of scenes, and in those 50 days, I think we worked pretty much all of, 45 of them at least. So challenging from that point of view, but also extremely, extremely satisfying. So just made the challenges so much worth it.
Grace,
Sorry, can I just add one thing?
Sure.
I have to say this after people are going to watch this show, and I'm making all these claims because why not?
Why not? This is
why not? ये शो देखने के बाद लोगों को बुरा लगेगा कि वो लोग ने डायना को अब तक इंटरेस्टिंग कैरेक्टर्स क्यों नहीं लिए हैं. She has performed like such a superstar, and by that I mean performance. I mean, as an actor, I have been blown away. You know, there's so much emphasis on being a pretty face, but she is so much more than that. And I've seen her give her heart and soul to this character, and she is. For me, she'll always be an Aida, because Annie Boo.
Thank you so much. I think we have one more question to go.
Hi नकुल, मेरा आपसे सवाल है. मेरा नाम पीयूष परमार है. आपका किस तरीके का एक्सपीरियंस रहा? और शायद अगर मैं सही हूं तो आप शायद बियर बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. तो बियर बन गई या नहीं?
Please bear with us. शुक्रिया पीयूष. बनी कि नहीं? कुछ तो बना है. आप लोगों ने देखा आज, कैसा लगा? मस्त लगा. ग्रेट, गुड टू हियर. मैं कहना चाहूंगा, मुझे ये मौका मिला है क्योंकि ये जो दो मोहतरमाएं हैं यहाँ पर, इन्होंने they decided to enter into a male territory, which is the business we are into, the beer business. And वहाँ पे उन्हें एक brewer चाहिए था. And I'm glad they decided to trust a man from East Delhi who's a single father. Right, and because of them I got to sort of brew a lot of things together, and I think मेरा शायद तीसरा दिन, इनका तीसरा दिन था, मेरा पहला दिन था, और मुझे कहना पड़ेगा कि for me it was a new place. I was sort of coming into long format, मैंने इतना किया नहीं है. It was first time working with Prime Video, Thermatic, सारे ख्वाब थे जो पूरे हो रहे थे. एंड आई रिमेंबर द फर्स्ट डे इट वाज गर्मी थी मई की, मड में शूटिंग कर रहे थे एंड तमन्ना एंड डायना वाज अ चैंपियन. डू यू रिमेंबर दैट फर्स्ट सीन? मतलब ये लोग कैसे कर रहे थे एंड दे वर शूटिंग, दे वर एट इट एंड I remember Tamanna and I were, उस दिन we took a ferry back or one of the days on the schedule and मुझे पता चला बाद में कि ये 4 बजे उठकर जिम नहीं जाती है. मुझे इतना बुरा लगा, मुझे लगा कि मेरी जिंदगी कठिन है. मैं रात को बच्चे को सुलाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, फिर यहाँ के बियर ब्रू कर रहा हूँ. बट व्हेन आई सॉ बोथ ऑफ देम वर्क, ये आ रही थी ऑल द वे एवरी डे फ्रॉम बाइकला, राइट? इट्स अमेजिंग चैंपियन. सो आई थिंक बोथ ऑफ देम रियली सेट the template for what the work ethic on the show will be. And I think the rest of us just kind of float like deer, which is kind of, I think trailer में दिख रहा है, शो में भी दिखेगा. पर enjoy कीजिए जैसे आप अपनी beverage of choice enjoy करते हैं शो को.
क्या बात है, thank you so much.
I just want to say, may I just say one thing?
Yes sir, definitely.
Also
Why not?
So just to say one very beautiful thing about Javed bhai. I think I've seen Bol Baby Bol, the dance, when I was in the 10th standard or the 12th standard. That's when I saw this amazing performer who came in, because before that we saw many coming in, but this was something else altogether. So all of us boys in the school, 10th and 12th standard, we were blown away by this performance. And much later, when I went into college and other things, I saw Javed bhai performing comedy. And with the intensity and the seriousness with which he performs is really beautiful, because comedy is not about trying to make people laugh. It's about being very serious about what you're doing. Only then it becomes very comic. If you try to make somebody laugh, it will not be comic. And I think that's what he specializes in very beautifully. And it was a pleasure that we had, I think, one scene together or 2 scenes, something like that. Very few scenes. But one major scene that we did, which he even spoke about, कि आप उसको देखिएगा. It was such a delight to do that, because you've been seeing somebody from your school days and then your college, and then now you're doing a beautiful sequence with him, a scene, and that was a scene that gave me so much of space to just blow my mind out to whatever I wanted to do. And this was not planned between the two of us. We never spoke about it. It was like a beautiful jugalbandi between 2 performers. And Javed bhai was kind enough to be there continuously without asking me or stopping me to say, "Ruk, मुझे बता दो दे तू क्या करने वाला है." Nothing of that sort. We just went on with it so beautifully, and it's come out to be very, very beautiful. And so, thank you for that, Javed.
Thank you, Neeraj. Thank you.
Oh man,
I
thank you
just have
so
a small
much.
thing to say.
Of course.
To
Why
all
not?
the journalists who are going to be making the reels and the content, we are writing #Women Slaying in Men Fields, and it's giving LEGENDARY.
Oh my
Legendary.
God. Thank you.
Yes.
That's
so that is
amazing.
the memo. If I see anything else, I'm blocking you. Deadass.
Can I just ask one question जो हमें बहुत often पूछा जाता है,
I was
but आज
just
मेरा
gonna say
मन कर रहा है, sorry आपका काम भी मैं करना चाहती हूँ, पता नहीं क्यों.
कर लीजिए.
But एक आखिरी सवाल. Normally when women act together, they always like आपके बीच में फाइट्स नहीं हुई, आपके बीच में ऐसे नोक-झोंक नहीं हुई, ये बड़े सवाल पूछे जाते हैं हमको. No. I want to ask the directors. अर्चित एंड कॉलिन, आप लोग तो बिल्कुल अलग अलग दुनियाओं से हो, बट हाउ वाज योर एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ वर्किंग टुगेदर? दैट इज, आई एम श्योर एवरीवन वांट्स टू नो हाउ यू गाइस फेल्ट अबाउट इट. कॉलिन,
Were we catty enough for you?
No, I'm talking about them. I'm talking about your interpersonal relationship.
I thought you were asking them about us.
You can talk about us also, but first talk about yourself. Colin, please tell us what was your personal experience. आपने कुछ नोक झोंक हुई?
बिल्कुल नहीं actually. I'm so lucky and grateful that I get to work on shows like this because of my home, Dharmatic Entertainment, my second home, Amazon Prime Video, and Archit asked me if I would work on this series, and I immediately said yes, because obviously it was written very well. I want to mention the writers here, Mithun and the entire team of writers. We had a wonderful script in place, and then when I heard the cast, I was like, of course I'm going to work on this. I will never get to work with such an illustrious, amazing cast. Like all of you all have said, you all have spoken about Neeraj sir, Javed sir, Shweta ma'am, Sufi, Tamanna and Diana, Nakul. We've had a great time. Even Ran Vijay, who's not here today. But I think it's बहुत बड़ी गलत फहमी है कि हमें बहुत दूर बिठाया गया है अर्चित और मुझे. Actually, we work very well together. Our partnership is very strong, was very strong, and I mean, I hope Archit says the same thing, but yeah.
बहुत क्यूट, बहुत ज्यादा. मतलब अगर मैं दर्शा सकती आप दोनों कितने क्यूट हो साथ में. Both have been like such pillows.
Kudos Tamannah for asking that question. Really, like
अर्चित पूछो नहीं, आप भी बताओ, आप भी कुछ बताओ कि आपका क्या था.
No, I mean, it would be very sad if a show which is called Do You Want a Partner, our partnership only doesn't work. He's actually the best person I've ever worked with. To be honest, like we have created this show completely from like writing stage to this. It has been delightful because of the backing that we actually got from Amazon and Mithun, of course, and the team of writers and so many. Colin and I, we work very well because we have very different strengths. So we use that to our advantage.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody who's here with us, I want to thank each of you for your love and your time today. All right, all of you. Okay, thank you for being so honest and so real. Because if this is an indication of what this show is going to be, I just want to say I can't start binge watching it. And of course, it's going to be on Prime Video on the 12th of September. But for right now, can I ask my wonderful cast and crew?
And I just want to add quickly, Prerna, who has been, this is her baby. She has developed it from the beginning.
Thank you for making this for us. Thank you.
Possibly our strongest support system has been Prerna, and Nandini, Nidhi, Arsh and Nishant who not made it today, the writers team. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you so much.
और आप सबको आगमन. Thank you so much. Okay, great. Now you know what to do, right? There will be photos.
A lot of the time,
There will be
writers
photos.
don't get the
All your
credit.
mics.